Right before it happens, something shifts. Your hands slow down. Your focus blurs. A voice appears from nowhere and whispers that you are not ready, that you never were, and the thing you wanted more than anything suddenly feels like a trap. This is not fear of failure. You know what that feels like. This is something stranger, something colder. This is your brain trying to protect you from succeeding, and it has been doing it your entire life. For most of human history, standing out was not a reward. It was a risk. When you rose above your group, you became a target. Predators noticed movement. Tribes punished deviation. The individual who climbed too high, achieved too much, drew too much attention, often did not survive to pass on their genes, and the ones who hesitated, who self-sabotaged, who pulled back just before the peak, they lived, they stayed safe, inside the group, and they passed that hesitation down to you. Psychologist Bessel van der Kolk spent decades studying how the body holds survival patterns. His core finding was brutal in its simplicity. The nervous system does not distinguish between threats to your physical body and threats to your social standing. Both register as danger. Both trigger the same ancient alarm. And success, real visible success, has always been a social threat. This is why the sabotage never arrives at the beginning. It waits. It lets you work. It lets you build momentum. And then, right at the threshold, it fires. Psychologist Gay Hendricks calls this the upper limit problem. His research found that every person carries an internal thermostat for how much success, happiness, and recognition they are allowed to feel. The moment you exceed that setting, the system trips. Anxiety floods in. You pick a fight. You miss a deadline. You get sick. You make a mistake so obvious it baffles everyone around you, including yourself. You did not mess up. Your thermostat did its job. But here is the part that makes this genuinely strange. The sabotage does not feel like fear. It feels like clarity. It disguises itself as suddenly seeing the flaws in your plan, as being realistic, as protecting yourself from embarrassment. Your brain is not breaking down. It is running a subroutine so sophisticated you cannot tell it apart from rational thought. Neuroscientist Lisa Feldman Barrett has spent years mapping how the brain constructs emotion. Her conclusion overturned decades of assumptions. Emotions are not things that happen to you. They are predictions your brain makes based on past experience. And if your past experience has taught your brain that visibility leads to danger, that achievement leads to punishment, that being seen leads to rejection, then the emotion your brain constructs at the threshold of success will feel exactly like a warning. Because to your ancient nervous system, it is. The people around you cannot see it happening. From the outside, it looks like procrastination, like self-doubt, like bad timing. But inside, a 200,000-year-old survival mechanism is doing exactly what it evolved to do. It is keeping you inside the group. It is keeping you invisible. It is keeping you alive in a world that no longer exists. So what do you do with that? You cannot argue with evolution. You cannot shame the mechanism into silence. What you can do is name it. The moment you feel that cold clarity arrive, that sudden urge to slow down right before the finish line, you can recognize it for what it is. Not truth, not wisdom. Ancient software running a threat assessment on a world it was never built to understand. Your ancestors survived by staying small. You were built for something different. The hesitation you feel at the edge of something real is not a sign to stop. It is a sign that you are exactly where your brain feared you would be. Right at the threshold. Right where it counts.